Raven Rock and the undisclosed location, which was disclosed, I think, in 2004, which everyone already knew about anyway. But once again, going back to growing up in the 80s, you always had this movie that would show where the president or the vice president would go, or part of a cabinet, whatever it was, to protect them from a nuclear attack. And what did you learn about Raven Rock, and what anything surprised you about it?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? I guess that's the first question.
So Raven Rock is, of course, the place where, after a nuclear war, or under the threat of nuclear war, the government will allegedly go on to continue at Raven Rock or a number of other undisclosed locations around the United States that FEMA has, that the Defense Department has. But the details, the devil is in the details, right? You speak of Raven's Rock, and I can't help but think of this detail, which I unearthed from my research on Paperclip, which was that Raven's Rock, the original designer, was one of the Nazi scientists who came here. And he's one of the only Nazis who was jettisoned back to Germany by the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I'm talking early, still in the 1940s. Why? Because his name is George Reich, and he was being tried for war crimes because this is this amazing America needs the best, right? So at the end of the war, the best scientists were the Nazis. So we hire Reich to begin designing Raven's Rock, this underground bunker for Eisenhower, or actually originally for Truman, and then Eisenhower in the event of nuclear war. But you got to find the best guy who can do it, who can build underground. And George Reich had built designed and engineered, and his team built Hitler's underground bunker. What a concept of national security, the rubric, the circular, the offense, defense of it. And that just sticks with me so clearly because, where does it all go if you're capturing the most sort of evil scientists to create a new situation for the next World War? And by the way, I have not yet figured out how and why the military-industrial complex cannot be tampered. I just can't, and I will tell you when I figure it out. But in the meantime, I continue to investigate this because it's a very dangerous road. And we know this, and you write about it in your books, and I write about it in my books. And yet at the same, how do you balance that you must have a really strong defense so that you are not attacked? How do you keep one's head in check that you're not always a hawk or naively a dove?
I love how you go through that and have other people, you ask that question of others in these books and quote them. And it's something that's tough to wrap your head around.